welcome back to the fun of season 2 of the House of Faith and Fashion. But right now I have someone who's been here before, and she's also styled Miss Universe, and she's going to tell us all about the Latin Grammys that she just finished. She is stylist, hair queen, and founder and creator of Madjdi the Brand, Sandra Madjdi. Sandra, I'm so happy to have you here. I know that you got so much to tell us about with the new brand and coming from the Latin Grammys and Miss Universe. I'm tired just thinking about how much you've been doing. But you're the most sought after fashion stylist in Miami, helping women and men elevate their style, head to toe makeovers. And I'm sure we have so much to catch up with. So go ahead. What have you been up to, girl?
Well, you weren't short of a breath of just uttering these last two statements, which have been the last 2 months of our life with my team here, and my partners and just the community of fashion enthusiasts and seekers such as myself. We had the 25th annual Latin Grammys that normally takes place in the city of Las Vegas, the city that doesn't sleep. However, celebrating the Latin culture and being in the culture of the multicultural Latin music and holding it in its mecca where all of this bleeds out of South and Central America, including Mexico being one of the forefronts in the Caribbean. We have been one of the instruments of that. Me being non-Latina, it is a privilege to work and play in that arena. And we did an epic, like 7 styles, 7 clients, 7 artists, executives that we were fortunate to style for the red carpet and 2 segments of performances. And then, what I do, I just jump in and out of airplanes and trains and automobiles. I got on the airplane and asked at one of our Grammy nominees, Vikina Lopez from 305 Music, Pitbull's wonderful Miss 305. Was asked by Emilio Estefan to co-produce the closing ceremonies of when they crown the jewel of the winner, for her to close that with her song, whom she started a movement, Vikina, in her sound, being one of the first EDMs that was in a very strong category, being one of the first breaking that movement of EDM and Latin music at a genre, but sitting with Shakira and competing against Tiesto. I think, I give her hats off. And then being asked to come to this arena of Miss Universe, I said, absolutely, let's do it. And Emma Saval being one of my friends in this arena of fashion, a phenomenal artist, designer, couture, everything. She's amazing. She's a visionary, and we had the same cohesive vision. So we carried that into Miss Universe, whether she was crowned as a winner of, a Grammy or not. To us, she was our winner. So we wanted to celebrate her at Miss Universe, and we did. And she did a beautiful job closing that. And then come home, and our clothing line just launched. Just landed in our lap as a gift, and shy of a month of my 50th. And that's where we're going to.
Okay. So I'm going to unpack all that you said and back it up. So the Latin Grammys this year was in Miami, which is the Mecca cultural center now of all Latin America. So that was really, really exciting for you to kind of be like a homegirl doing this big thing in your own territory, which is really exciting. And the artists that you did, they were phenomenal, and they were dressed so well that you could see that you had your touch on them. You have a touch. You have the Sandra effect. Can you tell my audience what the Sandra effect is? And then we're going to get into the new brand.
The biggest part of my creativity is energy. I really, really go in and I get emotional about it because it's such a sensitive side of an artist. Before I'm a business person, I'm a human and I feel things. And one artist to another, I feel them and I feel their skin. I feel their music. I feel their sound. I feel their vulnerabilities and their confidences. And so what I do is, I establish that trust factor first by being that sensitive to it and accepting that, and then formulating and tailoring it individually. and really going in and saying, what would I want for someone to see in me and come and elevate that instead of try to tear it away and make it their own. I don't come to give you Sandra. I give you you, but the best of you. And how I do it is we go through that process together, and it's a relationship. It's not like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, here's a style. And I can do that. And I've had that, just like this very epic moment that we had, and historic moment with the Latin Grammys. I got thrown in last minute, a hiccup of a client that didn't have a stylist last minute, or something happened and I never met them, but each person's treated equally in that respect.
Well, each person, it sounds like for you, each person is not just treated equally, they're treated individually. And that's really what makes you a great stylist. So, you can hire me as your PR person anytime, Sandra. I just want to tell you that I definitely, I know everything that you're capable of when it comes to styling, but now you have a new brand. So go ahead, tell us all about it.
Yeah. I fired everyone and I went into my shell and I said, I want to redefine myself. I'm turning 50 this year, and I wanted to feel more fulfilled. And in that time phrase, I dabbled at a lot of things. And one thing, a lot of people around me who have known for most of my career kept saying, you need to come up with your own product. Why don't you have yourself in a bottle or in a clothing line or something like that? And I really didn't even think about it once or twice or three times. I said, if God wants this, Hashem, whatever you want, I'm going to just throw it at you and let it work itself. I read a couple really incredible books, one of them being your books.
Thank you.
Two being Michael Clinton with Hearst Magazine Publications, Roar being that book, and the other one being Relentless. And those books really reshaped and redefined my purpose, is what I say. I wanted to fulfill more. I wanted to be what God wanted me to be. And I didn't feel like I had really knocked at it. And come May of this year, this wonderful human stumbles upon, I had reached out to my community and said, okay, I'm ready to redo things, rebrand, reshape, restaff. And I just started looking for talent. I was like, I'm looking for stylists that want to, come in and kind of grow with me in the respect of formulating this like multi-brand agency. Mm-hmm. I had like 50 plus kids that came from St. Thomas University, Marangoni, from the college here. I mean, just all over, FIU even, and UM. Well, one young lady came and has not left. When I say she has not left, she's still sitting right here next to me.
The keeper.
My keeper. Really, her story was just as beautiful as it could be, with an ending that deserved it. And I saw that. I was like, I see myself in you, 25 years ago. And I wish I had a me who had that that could help me. And I know that, our industry there's wolves out there, and there's sharks, and there's all sorts of things. And I was like, I'm going to cradle and help you. But I'll challenge you. And in this challenge, in this time, we discovered we both had a desire to design. She's a design student, and she had an entrepreneurial heart. And I told her how I had desire to do something with one of my mentors, Carlos Campos, my best friend.
Say that again, Carlos Campos.
I can't say that enough and loud enough.
I can say it for you because I know who he is, and I know how important of a designer he is and how important he is to you. Carlos Campos, shout out to you. Come on my show.
Campos really, really pushed it and challenged me to do it, and said, who else better than a person who has seen the other side of you, which is she sees the good, the bad, and the ugly. She literally came in and not knowing anything or everything about the industry itself, let alone the entertainment industry and what that looks like. And she's seen it. Kids come and go, people come and go, talent comes and goes. And they're like, we want this so bad. And then they don't even last a day. And so she stayed, and she's still here. And I was like, you know what? You deserve that opportunity. Do you want to be my partner? I don't have time to do this side of it, which is the sketching side, the talking to the manufacturer. I know what I want, and I've got the capital, and I've got the platform, the playground to be able to synthesize this to another level. We can really push this to a next level that most designers don't have the luxury to do that. I've established my name. And in that process, I was rebranding myself. I was walking away from Sandra Madjdi, the stylist, and turning the camera on myself and being the product. I was tired of being behind the curtain, and I was confidently shaped and ready to go in front of it. And I needed help to do that by trusting someone who could still do the other side. And she became that. And that trust factor, which is the most important element. And I adore her. She's like the daughter I would have, dreamt of having at that age, that if I could have and been able to mentor with me, which I didn't do all that work. Her mom and dad did that. But now I get to do that part of her career. And I'm also fortunate and honored that she trusts me to do that. And, where else and how else we created this brand. We're just starting this product. We have a big dream. And of course, we know where it could go. I have the blessings of everyone. And I know, including you, who is my inspiration and mentor as well. I love you so much. You've always been a supportive person. So, hey, God's got it, right?
God's definitely has it, Sandra. But I need you, because I know what the product is. What is the product? What is the designs? What's the inspiration? What's the brand? What's it look like? I know you have it on, so give me a tour.
I have it on. It's basically your basic but elevated. Just like what we do as stylists, we come in and we elevate your basic to the next level. I just want to stand up. This is our windbreaker. And we're just starting to tweak things. I think I want to go black on that. And that's our name, because I don't want to be so in your face with that.
Yeah.
We also want to restructure some parts of this just because of, the simplicity and the duality. And then we have the brand Madjdi black on black, which is embossed.
Right. That's beautiful. It's a very like Miu Miu kind of thing of a brand. Mm-hmm.
And it does have some shape, but it's also, you could wear it at the age of 20, 25, or 50, 65. It doesn't matter. We want it to be completely universal and celebrate the shape of every woman, whatever her size and shape is. But we wanted to also have you not worry whether you're at Pilates or gym and you've got a business meeting, and you could just throw a blazer over it or a fur jacket over it. Whatever that looks for you, we can help you through that.
Right.
But we can elevate you aesthetically in our.
Well, it's very important, especially if you wear many hats as a woman, that you don't have to change your outfit for every single thing that you do. So you're allowing a woman to look chic, whether she's going to Pilates or yoga, and then has to do something important afterwards, and even important as to go home and be comfortable afterwards.
I mean, I can literally tell you.
So you're accommodating all the things.
Like the fabric is breathable. It's weather, because, we're in Miami, but someone in New York can wear this, and you could wear this over something because it's a windbreaker.
Right.
And that's the fabric, but it's thick enough that someone here can wear it just alone.
Oh, that's great. So tell me, when is this launching officially? Where could we find it? Where could somebody find this?
I am getting pre-orders right now. Actually, I have a bunch of pre-sale and pre-orders. So you guys can reach us on our website, which is Madjdi, and do a pre-order by emailing us. Everything's email direct right now, because that way we can create your sizings and your clients. We're all about the relationship. So we want to establish the relationship between our consumers. And the other aspect of this brand is too, because I'm 1000% on board with sustainability. And so is my partner, Gianna, and I have spoken over and over about that. Right. We believe we don't want to over consume into the ecosystem. So we will not produce until we know exactly and identify the client and what they want. And then we do. And our turnaround is really fast for you.
Great.
but we just don't want to overconsume.
Well, listen, I think you're a wonderful person. I wish you the best of luck on all your endeavors. One more time, tell us how anyone in the audience could find you.
Madjdi.com. You can find us on that, or Instagram, which is myself or Madjdi, Madjdi.com. The pre-launch of the clothing on a website will be January 1, which will be, like we said, MAD, but G, not the J.
Got it.
But we will have all of that through our website, our newsletter. You can subscribe to our website and you'll get a newsletter, and we will be actually discussing that very important topic for our January newsletter. And we're doing pre-orders. So if you want to start, let's go. I want to hear the consumers and what you're
Okay. You can start ordering as soon as you
hang up.
As soon as you hang up. But thank you so much for visiting with us, Sandra. I truly enjoyed our time together.
Here at St. Thomas University, we hosted a TEDx talk, and I was chosen to be able to talk about how fashion is a universal language that not only connects industries, but connects people. Enjoy. Now, most people would never connect fashion and chemistry, but in actuality, they are BFFs. You had the very first regenerated fiber invented in the 1800s, which was rayon, and then you had the very first completely synthetic chemical-based fiber invented in 1935. Which was nylon. Today, there's incredible advancements when it comes to something called smart textiles. Let me give you an example. We call these thermoregulating textiles, another discipline that you would never connect to fashion, but in actuality, they're very closely connected. Space. So if you've ever seen what the astronauts wear, they're not just cool looking, they are technological marvels. It has a cooling system in it that regulates the body temperature of the astronauts. It can provide waterproof protection, fireproof protection, and interesting enough, bulletproof protection. So according to NASA, in outer space, there's space dust that's orbiting the Earth at a speed of 18,000 miles per hour, which is crazy. But the spacesuit is being able to provide protection from speeding bullets in space. I hope now you can understand that fashion is just so much more than you ever could imagine, tied to so many different disciplines. Stay tuned with us each week with me, Dr. Ryzicki, as I share how fashion, education, and faith are all integrated at St. Thomas University as part of the style prescription. Let fashion be your canvas and faith be your guide. God bless and go Bobcats.
Wallach, founder of Gleam Beauty, Aloe-based skincare. Give it a try and discover how we change lives, one face at a time.
Welcome back to the House of Faith and Fashion. Right now, I have a great friend, special visitor, entrepreneur, owner of JWP Media, publisher, and editor-in-chief of Relentless Magazine, James Phillips, or James Bond Phillips.
Hi, Toby. How are you?
I know. I feel like I should have some James Bond music in the background when I introduce you.
Wonderful follows me around everywhere.
All the way from London.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
I'm really excited to have you here. And Relentless is an international magazine about business, success, and luxury, wonderfully put together with most greatest photos. Okay, I have to plug it. Even me, okay. I made it to a cover girl. My husband's very, very happy. You're the editor-in-chief, and now I'm in awe. How do you do all this?
It's a lot of hard work and sacrifice, as any editor-in-chief, owner and publisher of a magazine will testify to. I also run a PR business as well, advising on marketing, compliance and governance and law. So I kind of give the whole package, a bit like James Bond actually does. So yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, but it's really rewarding, and I get to meet people like yourself.
Wow, that's such a nice answer and a compliment. So I feel the same. But what is the most important thing you want to put in every single issue, in publishing every single issue?
Quality content. A lot of luxury magazines, they just focus really on advertising because print costs are so high and distribution costs as well. And obviously you have to cover all of those, but there comes a tipping point where it just becomes an exercise of flicking over nice adverts, really. But I concentrate on solid editorial and interviews with celebrities, CEOs, business leaders, and influential and successful people. And I think that brings a lot of difference to what I do, especially on the international stage.
Well, so how has media changed, and how did it adapt to from not print being not so popular anymore, almost nostalgic? You know, how did you maneuver this so beautifully?
Thank you. I mean, I spent 25 years in London in publishing, in magazine and book publishing for other people. And the whole industry took a dive around 2011, that sort of period. That's when the whole digital marketing phenomena came along, Kindle books, things like that. So I think that was a phase, and we're coming out of that phase now and moving back into quality print. People are now buying vinyl records because they miss the feel of it and the sound of it. And it's the same with magazines. I mean, people will pick up a magazine now. This one's with Shirley Bassey on the front, and they'll say, "Oh, look at me, I'm in a magazine." And they just really love that feeling. And it's something that I've capitalized on, and with all my experience and knowledge in the corporate publishing world, it's really taking off.
Well, you know, I totally agree with you. And I have to tell you, but for me, I published 2 books, and a editor said something very interesting to me. And they said, there's nothing like feeling the pages in between your fingers. That's real, as opposed to clicking and seeing things. So you're absolutely on the money, and your magazine is top quality. Your page, the way you use your printing, your colors, your even your paper is such great quality. But how do you keep up this James Bond lifestyle, and how do you incorporate that into your publishing empire?
It's kind of a result of sort of the lifestyle I lead, really. I first went to Monaco 10 years ago this Christmas, and as soon as I arrived, I didn't know anyone, and I was welcomed immediately into a gala dinner that was being held, and everybody called me James Bond. I had a bow tie on, and that sobriquet kind of stuck with me, and now I kind of live up to it. But the lines have become faded, where I've actually become a James Bond figure almost without a gun. And
that's good.
I get to travel the world. I'm going to Abu Dhabi in a few weeks' time. I'm going to Monaco next week. So it's an amazing thing I've created, really, for myself. And I'm kind of on the train, so to speak, and I don't know when it's going to end, if it ever will.
Well, where does your Relentless magazine, where could someone find them in Monaco or Abu Dhabi, which, by the way, I really like that place, or any of your, where could someone find this magazine?
It's distributed through our distribution company. It's distributed all over London. It's in 5-star hotels, Eurostar, private jet lounges, airport lounges, members clubs. I mentor high school children at the LaSalle Institute in Troy in New York. and they have an article in every issue. So they're helping with some distribution. It's also distributed along the French Riviera as well. Also, hand distribution is really good, because there's nothing better than handing somebody a magazine and they hold it and they buy into it while you're there, and they take a picture, and then you're seeing somebody having the joy from something you created.
Well, I when I put this on my social media, I just said, I want to be where my face is on this magazine. Like all those places that you just said, the French Riviera and Monaco, London, Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's amazing how the magazine has kind of traveled with your lifestyle. So it's really such an interpretation of your life. But what is the Relentless Club Lounge, and how could you join this?
Well, it's kind of buying into my lifestyle, really. I came up with a members club idea, and I can give discounts and access to everything that I do and go to. So Formula One worldwide, public relations, we can get you on the front cover of any magazine, all sorts of different things. So you can access that through the website, and you can even watch the Formula One with me if you want to. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can you name like another exciting package? Like you said to me before, I could take you on a private jet and you can have an exclusive photo shoot, and just give us let us live in your life through a couple of sentences, James. Okay. That's all I'm asking.
It's relentless. And that's why I called Relentless, because I've named it after my ambition, my drive, and never giving up. Everyone's going to have points where you have a low stage in life where everyone's trying to beat you down, but the most important thing is to rise above that and be relentless and keep pushing forward. And a lot of people who start a business from fresh don't realize that, and they fall at the first hurdle. But I've had that relentless drive throughout the last 10 years of what I've been doing. So, I mean, living my life for like a few hours, you'll get on a plane and you'll be in Venice and you'll be in a gondola having a photo shoot, and then you'll go to a gala dinner with champagne in your hand and have pictures, and then do it all again the next day. But there is a lot of hard work in between, I might have to say.
Oh, of course. There's always a lot of hard work in between, and you don't just go like this and you get it. Although with Relentless, you could go like that and get it. But would you say that the definition of success is to be relentless?
It is in some ways. A lot of people see success as having lots of money, but I completely refute that, because success is about the circle of people who are around you, who want to spend time with you, what you achieve, and the legacy that you leave behind. Money is obviously a very important part of that, because it pays for it all, but I don't judge success on wealth.
And by the way, I'm honored to become involved with your magazine. And in the course of this season, I will make my formal announcement as to what I'm going to be doing. And I'm really, really excited about it. And James Bond, I know, we really need James Bond music here. It was so nice to talk to you. And it's so nice to become part of your family. And I wish you the best of luck. And let me tell you something. And this is all the time we have for today.
I understand.
Thank you to all my visitors viewing out there. See you next time on the House of Faith and Fashion.